All right, so yesterday, um, I was cleaning the floor. It's a wood floor, and I was mopping it. Usually I vacuum and sweep the wood floor, and then I mop probably like once a week. So, one weekend I found oil for wood to condition it or whatever. So, I used it on a table I have that's wood, and another cabinet that I have is wood, and I noticed that it made it very shiny and nice and conditioned. So, yesterday I had the bright idea while I was mopping to use it on the floor, and I had this really strong like idea to put some of the conditioner for the wood into the bucket of water, and it felt like really strong, but not I don't know, it was kind of weird because it was really like a strong feeling that I kind of ignored. And because I had already started cleaning the floor, and I wasn't halfway done, but I had already started, and I didn't want to go back, but I just kept feeling like this feeling like just put some of that oil into the wood cleaner or the wood conditioner into the bucket of water that I'm using to clean the floor. And I ignored it. And then I just kept having that feeling to use the conditioner. So I ended up just taking the bottle itself and kind of like putting drops of it, because it has a small little hole in the top where the conditioner comes out. So I kept using that to just use it manually with my hand, just put some drops on, sections of the floor at a time. And it was blending in with the water as I used the bucket of water from the mop. It seemed fine. Yeah, it seemed great. Then I should have known, and I had this thought that this would happen, which you're probably thinking happened, is that when the floor finally dried from the water, the conditioner spots that I, mainly dropped on the floor, remained on the floor and looked wet when the rest of the floor looked dry. So it was in certain areas on the floor, and it looked terrible. And it was bothering me. And so the next day, which was today, I went ahead and did what I had that thought to do in the first place, was put the conditioner or the wood conditioner into the bucket of water as I mopped the floor. And so this morning I went to get some hot water and filled the bucket up, not as much as I had yesterday, but filled it up slightly with some hot water, put the conditioner inside the bucket, the wood conditioner inside the bucket, like I originally had that thought to do. And I had to go back over the whole floor, the whole area that I kind of messed up, and had to do twice the work because I didn't do what I had the thought to do in the first place. I kind of half-stepped and tried to do it a different way to kind of bypass doing the floor over, or the portion of the floor over that I had already done. And long story short, I had to do the whole thing over anyway, and it was more work. So it just reminded me that I'm learning how to hear from God. I really think it was a step in obedience, because every time I have those feelings, there's no harm in it. I'm cleaning up. I'm supposed to keep my home clean and tidy. So I don't think that it was a negative thought. And I think it had to come from God, where when you don't listen to that unction or that sweet, gentle idea that comes from God, that kind of like stays with you so you can do it, you make more work for yourself in the long run. And you do see why you should have done it in the first place, because that's what happened to me. And it seems like every time, it hasn't happened in a while, every time I ignore that voice, or I ignore that idea, and I do it my way, I find out why I should have done it the way that was coming to me. Just do it God's way the first time around, so you can lessen your trip in that lesson, or lessen the time spent in that lesson, so that you won't have to repeat things over and over. And that's what I'm learning how to do, to hear the voice of God, to understand what I'm hearing from Him, to be obedient in certain areas when it seems like, well, why would I do that? But yeah, I'm learning that I should definitely just go ahead and do it the way that I feel that God's telling me to do it. Of course, always pray about that thing, always have confirmation from God, take it to the Word of God, the book of the Word, the Bible, so that you can make sure that you're hearing from God. But if you have a relationship with Him, you start hearing from Him, because I think it's Psalms 32:8, where God said He will guide us. So I'll put it on screen, but Psalms 32:8, God will guide us. And then also Jeremiah 29:11, God says He knows the plans He has for us, to give us hope in the future and not to harm us. I'm not exactly sure the order, but that's the way I've taken in that verse. And Jeremiah 29:11, I keep that one with me. So God will guide you. He has plans for you. And sometimes the deceitfulness of wealth and watching other people doing things will get us caught up into things that we're not supposed to be caught up in. But the important thing to do is to wait on the Lord. Wait for His guidance, because He said He will guide us. Wait for His confirmation, because He said He will guide us, so He's going to show us the way. Wait on His timing, and just keep seeking Him in the meantime, because in the meantime, while you're seeking Him, He's pruning you and teaching you and helping you grow, helping you get better, and preparing you for what's next. And sometimes the waiting period is a little bit painful, and it's a little bit hard, because we're so used to getting things like quickly. So yeah, just wait on God and listen when he's telling you things, even in the little things like cleaning your house. He's trying to help us and instruct us on the way that we should go. So learn how to listen to him in the small things in the beginning. And so when you get to the bigger things, you know his voice and it's easier to follow it and not go out and do your own thing and get caught up in it and then have a result that you didn't desire.